Welcome back after we took our 1-minute break, and we're going to show a few more pictures here. And the first picture we're going to show was taken on Tuesday afternoon, and it was a happy group, a group of volunteers that work on behalf of the orphan train movement here in Louisiana. It's the organization's museum, which is in the area known as
Le Vieux
Village, which is the entry into Opelousas on the east end, coming off the interstate there and Highway 190. And this picture here was taken because of a gift by Union Pacific Railroad, and the Union Pacific was represented yesterday by Drew Tessier, and Drew lives over in Baton Rouge, but is very, very familiar with our area, and also had met earlier in the day with our tourism director for the city of Opelousas, Miss Melanie Lee LaBeouf. And she was instrumental in helping us, I think, write up the application for the grant that Drew was presenting to us yesterday. And he was glad to hear that I had visited the Home Office Museum in Omaha while we were there. That's one of the must-see events there. And it's a shame that I hadn't seen him just prior to going there, because he could have gotten us into an area that very few people even know exists. And it's all underground, and they have a complete control system and know where every train is at all times, 24 hours a day in the country, in the United States of America, and I imagine into Canada if they go into Canada, and maybe even into Mexico today.
He was telling us about the fact, they've got that huge rail yard on the backside of Livonia. If you go, south of Highway 190, they've got a huge, what they call a hump yard, where there's a hump, and they take those cars and they take the cars off the engine and they rearrange them. Some of them are the empty cars they're going to send back up north. Some of the full cars that they've brought down, and they're going to put 10 together to send to Dow, or 10 together to send to the plants in Geismar or whoever. So $200 million expansion they're working on there right now, hiring a bunch of people. So Union's a great
He told me about 250 additional people. That's not attrition or anything. They're still hiring to replace those that retire and leave for whatever reason, and this is an additional 250, which is good news, because that's good paying jobs, good benefits.
The average is over $45,000 a year, and then they got benefits. That's the average. So they got some lower end jobs, they got some high end jobs in there. So I mean, that's a sizable boost to the economy.
And I was happy that I could discuss a little bit about his home office museum that they have, that I attended, and I showed the lady that greeted us, and I showed a few pictures of the interior of the museum. And he says, what about the gun display they have? I said, oh, I had a couple of people that was with me. They love that. And Ramp was one, and of course Troy was one, and Perry was one. We all enjoyed that particular section.
Well, we had a nice crowd with Miss Flo Inhern. We had Harold Dupre was there, Senator Elbert Lee Guillory, the Brawleys were there, the whole crew, and I see that they even gave him
Lucian LaPerry. We used to say Lapari, but it's LaPerry.
And then they gave Mr. Tessier a gold spike with a pewter locomotive and car on it from the Orphan Train Museum, and I see you got one too over there.
And the one that you see in there is the one that I'm holding in my hand here. Mark took a picture of that to show what was given, and I had received one last week at the gathering on the 14th, and they gave me one, and I said I didn't talk about it on the program because I wasn't sure why. They gave it to me. I was outside when they gave my name, so they just gave it to me. and it's for assisting. And I'm going to have to see about getting you one, because you're always there. Just like yesterday, you came, you dropped everything and came for 15 minutes, and here we are today with some good news. We have a lot of good things happening in the area all the time, and that's what this program is about, all good things.
But if you go by the museum, you'll see all kind of artifacts from the orphan train riders, from clothes and portraits and biography information, clothes they actually wore on the train to come, and clothes that, just...
One of the fellas on the, and that's our longtime friend here, that
Freddie Herpin.
He does a great job.
With the Daily World, great photographer.
Oh, he's something else. And I don't know why Judy wasn't there yesterday. I guess she was on another assignment.
Right.
But they work in tandem. While we were on the fishing rodeo, you want to get to the fishing rodeo? Would you recognize that person? Well, that's at a bait shop right here, and I want a sign, Mac. I need a sign like that made, and I guess I need to ask Kelly to help on that, because she could do creative. The painting and all, and the design of it. But I want one like that for my back deck over at Sibamo Point. Let's see, let's get that picture real quick where we were sitting down with the gentleman that Billy...
this gentleman right here?
Right here on the left, Bill Bauer. Bill is very, very interested in history and in particular museums, and I told him about the Orphan Train Museum. He wasn't aware of this particular movement, so I have a book that I'm going to give him the name of, and he can hopefully still order it. It was printed a long time ago, and he wants to visit the museum that the city has for years. It's not open. We're gonna find Bill. I promise you, the next year when you come here in May, or if you come before, we'll see to it
what date it is,
what date, what time, and we'll make sure that you get in and visit. We have two good museums locally in Opelousas, and then of course right there in Eunice you have a nice museum.
The Jean Lafitte Center with the National Park Service in Eunice.
That's correct, and of course Lafayette has several places, which he's visited a lot of those.
And living museums with Vermilionville and with in Eunice with the Liberty
And while
Theater.
we're on the pictures, that's Benny in the middle, and Benny Desatel and Billy Jarrell on the right. We were having dinner outside on Joe Ramey's patio.
Looks nice.
The main camp.
That's Joe Ramey there on the phone?
We are getting fuel there. That's what, you see that, all that skeleton right there? That was all boat sheds, and they've never been repaired.
Well, since the bad hurricane.
Since the hurricane.
Wiped out the whole area there. Look how pretty it is out there.
The sunset or the early morning.
Look at the fish.
Yep, the fish.
Now, if I was an investigator, you look good with them two fish, but you wearing a clean shirt. If I was an investigator, I'd have to ask some questions to see.
Well, we didn't catch many. We caught those two. We caught those two that day. But now on the Thursday, we caught a bunch, and I didn't take a picture of them. We caught 13 nice big ones.
Y'all are cleaning them. They were keepers. I see that.
Oh yeah.
And
Paul and Doug and the whole crew, really we had a lot of fun. There's Trey Elder and Frankie Elder, and in the back is Kevin and Butch on the right. Butch Bervick, he's with the Texas side, of course, and Jimmy Fontenot. This is Warren Fontenot's son. Warren was born and raised in the Opelousas area, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy was born here but has lived his adult life over in Beaumont and has a nice electronic business there. Does well. And I think that's Mark, and then that's Adams, Judd Adams, Joel Adams, young boy who took over the business, by the way. Joel died, and this is Doug. Boy, I tell you, Doug is in every picture. Look at him.
He's helping Ray Bello.
Ray Bello actually helped them. He came in and saved the day for us. And Paul Sutter, and I got a spelling to correct on this. Dickie Sutter, my longtime friend, of course, high school graduate, Army, National Guard, and also SLI roommate and all that good stuff. We spell it S-U-D-D-U-T-H, and Paul Sutter from Texas spells it S-U-D-D-A-T-H. But he said we probably all from the same vine.
Somebody wrote a different letter on some form.
Yep. And here we are. That's Joe Ramey. A good picture of Joe right there on the left on the bottom
steaks,
left.
Man, y'all eating steaks there?
Beautiful steaks. Yep, beautiful steaks.
Nice boat.
And this is Kevin and Stacy's boat, our neighbors. I wanted a picture of them Sunday morning, but we left out kind of early and they weren't moving around yet. So I didn't get a picture, but Kevin and Stacy have invited me back to go fishing on that big boat. And you know what? I said I wasn't going offshore, but I'm going in that one because it's air conditioned. If my hips goes to hurt me a little bit, I'm going to just go take me a little cool rest.
Well, why not? A little hammerhead shark?
Hammerhead shark. That was a catch. That was one thing I caught, but you don't claim those.
Y'all are rolling.
We're rolling.
On the Coastal Canal with the barges?
The barges passed right at the front door of Jimmy Fontenot's camp. He has one of the best locations in all of that Crystal Beach area. And this is Joe Ramey. I love to take a picture of a boat going down there.
Y'all scrubbing the boat?
Oh, when we came back, nobody could take my picture. When I scrubbed the back end, he scrubbed in the front. I scrubbed the hard part, the dirty part where we fished.
All right. And then we've
That's CeeLo, by the way.
CeeLo's his name.
CeeLo was our porter and did a good job. Good morning, CeeLo. Hope he's watching the program. And this is Mike Ballard on the left. And if you slow that up just a little bit before you move on, Mike was a member of the group for several years, been off about 3 years, considering to come back and join us. He was invited to come and meet all of his old friends, like the person in the picture there. But he has connections right there in Ville Platte. His grandfather is Jack Miller with Jack Miller Barbecue
So he knows about barbecue.
He knows about barbecue, and his mama is Jackie Miller.
Very good.
And real nice young man.
Look, the boiled shrimp.
And he was Mac Lejeune's partner back in the day, and Ray Hebert's partner. So he's got some good roots and good friends here in Opelousas, and showing me the boiled shrimp.
And the rock crabs, y'all
Rock crabs. And boy, I tell you what, that was my first experience, and I love them. Look, that's all meat right there, crab meat.
I'd eat that.
And Joe getting him a little something to eat there.
There's your winners. You got Kevin getting what, the Sportsman of the Year award?
And Richie is doing the presentation, and this picture is the big fish, and that's Harold in the white shirt, Harold Gidger from Lafayette, Karen Crow, and thereabouts, and Richie, the president on the Texas side. And he owns the pub in Beaumont.
We got this picture from Truck. And Truck is a big Boston Red Sox fan, and he cut a B into his front yard.
Yes, sir.
Like the Boston Red Sox logo.
I talked to friends that I made on the Omaha trip, and I talked to Perry LeBlanc this morning, and he said Troy and Tommy Ray are doing well. And I haven't seen him in person, but have talked to him. And he tells me that there was an article in a paper. I'm not going to even try to find it with all of these papers I have here, but I remember what the story is about. The story in one of the local throw papers, you know, free papers, was about a trek of these people, a family, making a visit to all of the stadiums, baseball stadiums, Major League Baseball in the United States. And it hit me. I said, wait a while, Troy Brady has that same goal in mind, and he and Truck and his attorney friend, they have, I think, 2 more stadiums to make, and that's on the northwest coast over in Seattle, and one other team.
And one more photo. This is from Mr. Larry Langlanay. We're about to go to commercial, but from Mr. Larry Langlanay sent us a nice email from Orange Beach, Alabama. We get one, I think, from, he must go every year. So good morning, Larry. We're going to take a 1-minute break from everybody.
He keeps us posted in the New Iberia area.
TV and radio. We'll see you on the other side of 1.